on a two-wheeler bike. I'd sit on the seat and she'd be at the front pedalling, and we used to take a picnic and a bottle of lemonade with us, and we'd go underneath the station railway bridge to the fields at the bottom, and we'd sit and have our picnic and well, spend a nice time together.
My father always used to say to me, I'd say, I'm going to the shops, won't be long, Dad. See you in about 3 hours, so you can tell what it's like.
Born and brought up on the Height. I was born on Bolton Road. I can remember all the shops. You could buy anything from a needle to do your sewing to a three-piece suite to your house, and you could even get your coffin and be buried. You didn't have to move off the Height for anything.
People are nice, neighbours are nice, respectful place. Not a bad place to live in generally.
We used to just stand in the corner, sing and dance and just mess about.
Just everyone gets together and goes out places.
This roadway, and it broke the community. Absolutely broke it up.
If that road hadn't arrived, we'd have still been as we were.
There was houses, there was a doctor's, there was 2 doctors on Bolton Road then, there was a doctor's there. Then that's where you started with all the rest of the shops and pubs and a couple of small factories. I know that the days of the small shops have gone, so they might have all been converted into houses, I don't know. Some of them might still be there. I know we've got to make progress, but I don't think what's happened to us up here you can call progress, because what they've taken away, they've not replaced.
Well, it split the community in half because we sort of, it divided the duchy and some of the estates from ourselves, and it's been like that up to this day. We don't sort of mix, do we? No, like when Torwas was, we were all one big sort of family, weren't we?
You walked up Bolton Road and Somerville School was there. You've now got a dual carriageway in between the two. If you wanted to go to Dutch, you just crossed over the road, went down Somerville Road, down Bank Lane. You've now got to go under subways to get to it or over the road. The people down there have felt isolated for years. They're in the dip, they're down there. It's the us and them. Then they changed the boundaries and they were forgotten yet again. And they don't see a councillor, they very rarely see a policeman. And they're being isolated yet again. So in the space of, 30 years, they've been let down twice by the city of Salford. Let down by putting a motorway through the middle of it, and now they've been let down by boundary changes. So they must feel very isolated.
We were promised such a lot. King Street, where we are now, was going to be landscaped, it's going to be pedestrianised, yes, and it's going to be lovely. Of course, that's never materialised, and they promised us a shopping precinct, and that would be landscaped and lovely. When the road was completed, it was 6 years before we got the co-op.
I don't think there is a community spirit in Claremont like there used to be. I don't think there's anything like it used to be. People go in, they shut the doors, and they forget about it. You cannot see your neighbour for 2 weeks on a trot. You might see him when you're going in or you're coming out, but nobody wants to get involved, nobody wants to know what's happening. You've got issues with crime in the area, people complain about it, but people will not do anything about it. Whereas years ago, they would go out and they would try and stop it. Now they don't, they just don't want to know. I don't think there's community spirit here, I don't think there's community spirit anywhere. We
do get gangs on the main road, and, you know, they wait and ask for people to go into the off licence to get them drinks and things like that. One of the worst nights is a Friday night at the Wellington at the bottom here, the pub at the bottom. They seem to get a lot of youths in, and they seem to, if there's any problem in the pub, they sort of put them out, and it spills onto the street.
Yeah. If you ask the majority of people in Claremont what the problem is, it's youths, gangs of youths. And they move them from pillar to post because there's nowhere for them to go. The young people today haven't got the money to go down to the quays. When I was younger, we could go to the local church halls, they had youth clubs, we could go to Reggie's, which was on Bank Lane, and it cost pennies If you go anywhere now, you're talking pounds. You've got to have your bus fare to go here, there and everywhere. And the kids haven't got it.
We used to get moved on by everyone and say we was causing trouble, whereas we'd go in the park and get moved off the park and there was nowhere to go because you got moved everywhere you went anyway.
They think they're doing good.
I know.
And we're doing bad, but no, we're doing good and they're doing bad. They're just chilling and just come and peck out.
I just think they were always causing trouble or something, but we're just standing there because there's nowhere else to go.
Well, as I understand it, the City of Salford juggle their monies, and the first thing they take the money away from is youth provision, and which is causing the most problem for the people of Salford, the youths. Bit crackers that. I mean, they're causing problems. You try and put more money into to avoid the problems that are there. They're having to spend more money to clean up the messes that the kids are doing, the vandalism that gets done. Whereas if we had more outreach workers working with the kids, finding out what they want, putting some more facilities in for the kids, I think it would save money in the long run, but they've not got a very great forward vision of what they should and shouldn't do.
Well, we need a shopping area with shops like grocers and things like that, not a supermarket, because most of the people that shop at supermarkets have cars and they go elsewhere. But we need small shops with reasonable rents that they can afford. And we don't want the council doing any more destroying of our area. Keep themselves out, not pulling down and rebuilding. It's a the property up here, if they spent money on it, it could make it fabulous.
Should be somewhere where we could
They
go.
should be open every day.
Like time where we can come. It's like somewhere, just shelter or something like that where we can go and chill, like, it's inside.
More policing in the area, be more proactive. We need CCTV cameras. We've got shops that are being rented off, they're getting robbed and they're closing down and moving away from the area. We're going to go back to what we were 3 or 4 years ago, where shops are going to be all boarded up.
Open the youth centre more, do more activities, go to different places, get off this estate. Just anything that's other than normal.